Back with another build for TU12 with the new Exotic Holster, the WaveForm, and this is a beast. Are you ready? Let's go! What up YouTube? Welcome to another Division 2 video. Thanks for clicking my content, really appreciate you watching it. If you like my content and want to help the channel out, don't forget to smash that like button. And today I'm gonna show you another skill build. Rocking the Exotic Holster, the WaveForm. And this exotic in combo with this build is crazy strong and well synergized. Like a lot of my builds, I still want to do a decent amount of weapon next to my skill damage. This build will give you that. The power of your skills are insane. It's one big skill damage boost after another. You can sit in the corner and watch a movie if you like to, but of course it puts out a lot more damage if you work together with your skills. You will be rewarding for doing so. As you can see in the background, Kajika didn't stand a chance when confronted with the combo that I brought for you today. Although the last battle was close, well, it was entirely my own fault. But enough gameplay, let's dive into it. And there we are guys, this is the build that you just saw rock through the heroic 4 directive mission. I chose for the technician specialization because this will give us some extra skill tier and some extra skill damage. Went for the capacitor because it's a skill build you want to shoot, and that capacitance is just a very nice talent to have. Shooting enemies builds a stack of a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage, and after 5 seconds stacks decay 1 per second. For each skill tier that we rock on the build, we will gain an extra 7.5% weapon damage, what is very welcomed. Over to my secondary, and then I went for the Harmony Y, perfectly in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds, and of course the weapon damage if I hit somebody with my skills, doubling it if I do the same. So this will give me some extra damage boost as well if my AR bullets are empty. And then my handgun, if I don't have any ammo left, I will use this, and I went for in sync, but yeah, I'm only using this when all my ammo is gone. Over to the build, I went for a 2-piece of Empress International. Why the 2-piece? Because this will give us skill health and skill damage. Went for skill damage and critical hit chance on almost all the pieces, because I still want to do some damage with my gun and with my skills, pushing the critical hit chance to that max cap of 60%. Then same did for my gloves, skill damage and almost a 6% critical hit chance. And then for my backpack I went for Hanyu. Why Hanyu? Because this will give me the perfect combined arms. Of course the skill haste is nice, but I'm doing it for the perfect combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. Of course again went for skill damage and some critical hit damage and critical hit chance on there. But I could go for a backpack from Empress International, giving us that extra skill efficiency, and like I explained, skill efficiency does a lot more for you, boosting your build up quite a lot. So this will give us an extra 10% skill damage instead of that skill haste from Hanyu, but losing a 5% skill damage because we're losing the perfect combined arms. So overall you will raise your build with 5% extra skill damage, but I'm not lucky enough to find it yet, so I went for this setup, what is almost the same damage, missing that 5% of course. Went for the Wyvern. Why the Wyvern? Skill damage on there, rolled the critical hit chance and went for a critical hit chance mod, and then for kinetic momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not in cooldown. Stacks increase your total skill damage by 1% and the total skill repair by 2%. Up to 15 stacks per skill lost when on cooldown. We're not doing it for the skill repair, we're doing it for the skill damage. So this is quite nice, going for an extra 15% skill damage. Then over to my Overlord. Why Overlord? Of course, like you know, I still like to do some damage with my gun. Went for the weapon damage because we already have that 6 core yellows. I don't need a yellow anymore. And of course, for my gun itself, the damage to target out of cover, boosting my damage only for my gun a little bit more. You can go, for example, for the damage to armor, but that does exactly the same. It does not boost your skill damage. It's only for your weapon. And then, of course, the best in-slot holster for skill builds, or maybe not for the explosive skill builds, but this is, in my opinion, one of the best in-slot holsters to have. The waveform, giving you skill tier, giving you skill damage and giving you skill haste, and then of course a talent. Alternating current. Generate a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second, capping at 10 stacks, so giving us an extra 30% skill damage. After 10 seconds at the cap, the stacks transfer to your other skill, and this will go on forever. And this does a lot, guys. This will give your skills 30% extra skill damage. Of course, after one another, not both the skills will get the boost, but this does a lot, guys. And that's why I think this is the best in-slot holster to have on a lot of different skill builds. And then let's head over to my skills, starting with the turret, and base damage of almost 130k. This is without everything proccing on my build. And the same for the drone, hitting for a base damage of 72.7k, and this does a lot of damage. Of course, these getting boosted by the kinetic momentum, getting boosted by my backpack, combined arms, and then of course the capacitor and our waveform holster, boosting our skills up a lot and shredding through everything. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. This is one of the builds that I'll show you this weekend. I got a lot more to show you. I'm having a lot of fun with skill builds. I didn't know I could have a lot of fun with skill builds. I was always DPS to the max. But let me know what you think about this build. What would you change? Of course, I would love to see that backpack change for another Empress International. I think that will give us a little bit more, but I have to test it out when I find it. But for today, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course the notification bell. PurePrime out.